Alright guys, so today we have an awesome video for the 4runner, and that is putting a new iDoing radio in there. So if you guys know the older 4runners, this is a 2019, does not have Apple CarPlay, does not have Android Auto, does not have any of that fancy stuff. So today we're going to be adding that onto here, as well as increasing the size to almost double what the screen size is on that one. So let's open this box, see what comes in it, and then get to installing it. So opening up this radio, I've already pre-opened it just to make sure everything was in here. You got a bunch of goodies and cables, screwdrivers, pry tools, pretty much everything you need for this other than a 10 mil. And then you have the radio itself. And this thing looks amazing. So I mean, it is, I think it's a 10 or a 12-inch screen diagonally versus the tiny little 6-inch screen that Toyota offers on this car. So definitely is going to bring it into the modern times and give it all the features, as well as the nice big screens as all these other newer Toyotas and cars are getting. So as well as there's this, not sure what this is for, but we'll see if I need it or not. But let's hop in and get this one uninstalled. Alright, so hopping in the car, this radio pretty much, honestly, if you didn't know where to start, you honestly wouldn't know how to get this off. So this is actually fairly simple of a radio to get off, as long as you have a 10mm extension preferred, and then a pry tool right here. So the pry tool, these cheap ones right here, will be exactly what you're looking for to help get these trim pieces off, because we have to pop off the long trim piece here, as well as here on the climbing controls. So the best way to do this is to get this underneath that, so that way it's hooked under the plastic piece, and then kind of give it a tug, and it shouldn't, hopefully yours won't eject like that, but it comes off. And then do the same thing, so pretty much just scoop underneath and then give a tug. So recommend it with 2 hands, so that way you can catch that piece. And now you will get these 10 mil right here and a 10 mil right here, and all you're going to do is just kind of pop this piece loose. So let's pop these 2 screws off. So once you have those 2 screws off, you're going to try to grab by the 2 cubbies right here and just kind of just pop it loose, but you don't have to pull this all the way out. That way, now we can pop the climate controls off. I kind of recommend get your hand underneath behind here and kind of grab, not on the knob, but around it, and just kind of give them a light tug. And then this can pretty much get set to the side. If you want, you can unplug that, but there's a clip on there. I'm not even going to bother with it. So now that exposes 4 10 mils that you're going to want to get to. This is where the long extension will help. Just try not to drop them. And to let people know, this is a TRD Pro with the JBL sound system. And everything will be plug and play. Alright, so once you get the 4 screws done, this whole unit with the air vents and everything will pop right out. So just kind of grab underneath and just pry away. So I'd recommend get a rag, put it down over the shift knob so you don't scratch your screen, and then start unplugging all of the cables in the back here. Alright, once you got everything unplugged, hopefully have everything unplugged, and just also save you some time, if you do have, I believe, navigation, everything like that, you do not need to unplug these 6 connectors, because they just pretty much piggyback the stereo to the nav unit. So, but pretty much everything else needs to get unplugged, which is all right here. And that is pretty much how you uninstall this radio. Alright, so I got both radios laid out on a table. So now the biggest thing that we got to do is transfer all the vents, brackets, everything like that over to this, including these little tiny clips right here. So let's start doing that. just a whole bunch of either Phillips screws, little tiny screws, everything like that we're gonna have to transfer over. But a little tedious of a process, but that way you get that OEM fit on this. So let's just speed run through this and get this all transferred over. Alright, so I just got the air vents and the top piece mounted over here, as well as I took off the hazard switch and swapped that over. I originally thought I was going to need this additional piece, but this looks like it's for a slightly different size hazard button. So the one that was actually screwed on here was already good, so you don't need to. But if you're going to take off these vents, there is just a series of clips that you kind of got to pull back, and then just kind of give it a little pull, and then the whole vent will pop right out of the housing. So, but yeah, there's a few tabs here. There's pretty much on all four corners and in the middle. So once you get like 2 or 3 loose, you can kind of give it a pry, and then it will want to come off. So once you swap those over and the switch, we're pretty much ready to throw this in to the car. So let's move on to the car and get this plugged up. All right, so it just started raining pretty good, so it's a little darker in here because it's overcast. But now we're just going to take our harness. There will be a few other pieces we want to add to this, at least one that I know of for the backup camera, which is right here. It'll have this yellow port on it, and it connects to one of these. I'm not sure, we'll have to do trial and error. I'm just going to connect it to one of them for now, but other than that, you're probably going to use maybe 5 or 6 of these plugs. Some of them don't get used in this harness specifically. So, and then you'll have one plug, then the backup one, and then there's a canvas one hidden in here somewhere that these 3 plugs are going to plug into the back of the radio. The rest are going to plug into the harnesses in here. So let's just match them all up, and we should be pretty much good to go. And you really can't mix these up, as every harness is pretty much has a slightly different size. So just match up all the ones that you can. And I believe there's also this cable too that'll plug into the gray one. I believe this is for your USB that works with the factory radio. And then we are good to go. So one thing to note, that this radio does not work with like the XM antennas and stuff like that. So one thing that obviously won't work, but you can use CarPlay and Android Auto to use those apps to actually get those features back if you did use them. So let's plug in the radio. Alright, so with everything plugged up, I'm just going to just kind of set this here for now, just to make sure everything turns on properly. So now that it's booting up, let's make sure all the features, everything work, connect it to Bluetooth and so on. So, but the screen quality, just seeing this, looks amazing. So let's let it boot all the way up. And that looks, well, we know the radio is working. Well, static is working on here. I guess it helps if you actually plug in the antenna too. So, well, the sound is working. Let me just start the 4runner up just to make sure everything else is working. AC, all the other good stuff before I start plugging everything back in. But I gotta remember, this is also the hazard switch. But so that is working. It is still raining outside, and the entire car is getting super hot in here. So let's go back. Let me go connect this to Bluetooth, make sure everything is working good, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so Bluetooth is connected, so you should be able to go to CarPlay, and it should work with Bluetooth. And there we go. That honestly looks amazing on this car. So, I mean, just standing back like this screen, everything looks like that is a perfect size for this car. I mean, it honestly makes the screen here look like an antique, and this looks super nice, up to speed, up to like common 2025 standards. All right, so we know the volume control works. Let's make sure we can go to the next song. So all this is working, the forward back. You hold it for mute. That is working perfectly fine. So it looks like everything is working good on here. Doesn't seem like these controls are doing anything, but I don't really use the phone controls anyways. And then the display one is working fine for this one. So I think everything is working as needed. So to go over some of these settings, obviously it has wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and pretty super easy to hook up. All you have to do is hook up Bluetooth, but then it has normal Bluetooth. It has built-in Android. I think it's running Android 13, so it has all the Android 13 features that you'd want. Let's make sure the backup camera works. And it does not. So I imagine it's just the other cable here. So I don't know. I think the other cable that they have here is for a front camera. So let me swap that, and now let's go into reverse. And it works perfectly fine. As well as you get the centering lines that go with the actual like move with the steering wheel. Toyota, I don't know why they don't offer that on Toyotas, but it is a feature that is built in. All they have to do is just enable it. But this enables that for you. You can also activate the camera on the rear view without even going into reverse, which is actually really cool. I'd imagine if you have other cameras too, you can hook those up as well. Potentially, I might add a front camera to this car, and we'll see how well that goes. But right now, it looks perfectly fine. No issues with that. You get a lot of system settings. You still keep a lot of the factory settings that you get on the car itself. So if you go to like car information, you get like your trip stuff. It'll tell you how many miles you have left, your recent trips and stuff like that, and what you're getting. I don't know what amp settings are, but it looks like oh, so this is like your normal like treble, bass, mid, all that stuff if you want to adjust that. TPMS, I think if your car actually had TPMS, this would show up. I'd imagine this car does. I don't know why it doesn't show up per tire, because there is no screen on the 4runner that shows you what the tire pressures are. So I don't know if that's the reason. But vehicle settings, so like I said, daytime running light, headlamp sensitivity, you got pretty much everything. Auto lock from park to park, press the remote, all sorts of other things like that. Unlock when the door opens. Also, when you open up a door, it'll tell you what door is opened up, which is actually really nice. And climate stuff, which all the climate on here is just a basic climate control, so it doesn't adjust anything like that. And then if your car was a hybrid, I guess it would show other hybrid settings as well. So that is pretty much all. It maintains all the factory settings on here. It has a climate thing. I don't know. For my car, I don't have a auto climate, so it's not going to show anything like that. This is showing dual zone and everything like that. But if your car did have it, it probably would hook up to the canvas and it would show it. So pretty much you can get YouTube on here if you want to watch YouTube. Pretty much the whole Play Store, like I was showing earlier. You get the radio, everything like that. That works. AM, FM, Bluetooth also works. You can also have on music on here as well. So you could just hook up like a USB and then listen to music off of that. Display, so you can mess with the equalizer and stuff like that to obviously get it how you want. The sound actually sounds really good. I mean, I already have the JBL system, but this actually almost tips it up just a little bit and gives you a little bit more like clarity, and it almost gives a little more bass as well on some certain songs. So it's really nice with that. And then, like I said, it's running pretty much Android 13. Let's go to the settings and verify that. Yeah, so this is running, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but Android 13. So it's running a fairly new version of Android. And you have all sorts of other settings for the actual Android unit itself. So you can change wallpapers, you can change all sorts of other things as well. My car just turned on its headlights because of how dark it's getting. So it went into a dark mode, but if you turn off your headlights, it'll go back into a light mode. So that's actually really nice and cool. Easy on the eyes as well. If this is hooked up to like internet or a hotspot on your phone, you can use all the factory stuff on the Android as you want, but CarPlay is pretty much what my go-to is going to be, so I'm just going to use the navigation, everything like that through my phone. So I don't know what other settings that we could go over. I don't know how accurate this has, the gyro setting. I don't know how accurate that is. I am on a slope, but I don't think I'm on a 67-degree slope. I'm going to button everything up. Let's make sure everything else buttons up perfectly fine. Make sure I plug in my hazard switch, and then we will be good to go. Alright, so even with all the rain and everything like that, luckily everything's being done in the car. We got everything all installed, and it looks amazing. So this thing, the screen quality, Apple CarPlay, the sound, you name it, this thing is amazing. So, but one thing I do wish the clips were a little tighter going into the actual like frame or body of the car or whatever, because they didn't snap like how you would want to. It just kind of more pushed in rather than you didn't feel like that satisfying click into place. I tried to push it even more, but I originally thought I was going to use the OEM brackets on the back of the radio, but there was no spot for them to actually hook to, so it just is held in by the 4 clips, which is not a big deal. Many of these other iDoing radios that I have also bolt in just like that, and those have not given me any issues whatsoever. So, but the sound, everything like that, I was just listening to music, putting everything back together, and it sounds really good. So backup camera, everything works as it should. Steering wheel controls work as they should. So, but if you got any questions, leave them down below. But this, if you guys are interested in picking up one, I will put the link down below as well as a discount code for you guys. But if you guys have any questions or concerns about this, drop a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. But this is an amazing upgrade, and it brings this old 2019, old, I say old as in it's like an old car, but it brings this dinosaur of a car, because it's all based off of an older car anyways and hasn't been updated in a long time. But it just is so nice now on this. So with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.